A jury found a former Clear Creek County Sheriff's deputy guilty of criminally negligent homicide for the death of Christian Glass. This was Andrew Buen's second trial after a mistrial last spring. 22-year-old Glass was killed after calling police when his car got stuck in Silver Plume nearly 3 years ago. His family says he was having a mental health crisis. 5 agencies responded, and Glass was ultimately shot and killed by Buen. Denver 7's Adria Irahita has been in Georgetown all afternoon.
She joins us live outside the courthouse with how the jury came to this decision tonight. Adria?
Yeah, good evening. Well, the Glass family says even though jurors didn't find Andrew Buen guilty of second-degree murder, this is still justice for their family. Andrew Buen sat with his head in his hands as the jury reached that verdict, which was read around 2:30 this afternoon, about 24 hours after jurors first started their deliberations. There were some heated moments, some back and forth in the courtroom after dismissal, with both the Buen and Glass families going back and forth with each other in that room. And we spoke to the Glass family about those heated moments. Take a listen.
Andrew Buen's alive. He's in rude health. He gets to live on his life. Our son is dead. 6 feet under. We had to fly with our son's ashes in our backpack on a plane to bury him in his home country. That is losing a son.
Last spring, a jury could not agree on 2 of the 3 charges against Andrew Buen, resulting in a mistrial. Last spring, a jury could not agree on 2 of the 3 charges against Andrew Buen, resulting in a mistrial. This time, the jury was tasked with deciding if Buen was within his legal rights as an officer when he used deadly force against Glass. Christian Glass had called 911 for help after getting his car stuck. Glass told the dispatcher he had weapons on him, knives, a hammer, and mallet. His family says he was an amateur geologist. He offered to throw them out when officers first arrived, but Buen told him not to do that. Glass eventually swung a knife out of the back of the car's window, and that's when Buen fired 5 times towards Glass. Even with this verdict, the Glass family says it still doesn't change the fact that they lost their son.
2 ladies now, but I remember one older lady in Georgetown. She came up on the street and she gave me a hug and she said, "Thank you for all you've done to get rid and turn over our police force." She said, "We were terrified of our police." And another lady this trial has said to me, it was like the Wild West up here with our police. So this community had to deal with that police force.
Buen's attorney sent us a statement saying, quote, "Murder was never the appropriate charge in this case, and we are grateful to all of the jurors for recognizing that." Buen's sentencing is happening on April 14th, and he could face up to 3 years in prison. Reporting live in Georgetown, Adria Irahita, Denver 7.
All right, Adria, thank you. Buen, now the second law officer held accountable in court for his actions that night. Former Clear Creek County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Gould pleaded guilty in 2023 to failing to intervene in the use of force by law enforcement. Gould was actually the one who authorized the use of force to remove Glass from his vehicle. He was sentenced to 2 years probation and is barred from serving as a law enforcement officer. Now, 3 other officers facing charges of failure to intervene. Jury trials for former Georgetown police officer Timothy Collins and Idaho Springs police officer Brittany Morrow are scheduled for May, and then State Trooper Ryan Benny will be in court this spring as well.